Hey guys, back at it with another roulette strategy to put against a survival test. Today we got another modification from me. This one's on Roulette Jackpot. This is going to be modification number 4. It's been a very hot strategy, ran on a lot of different channels that I've seen. Some of them AOB, Will Vegas also ran it on his channel. Mine, of course, and a few others I can't remember off the top of my head. But there seems to be a lot of interest, and there's actually, I just want to clear the air and just address a few things. I have received some feedback in the emails and the comments, and some of you guys are saying who originated it, who didn't originate it. Me personally, how I found out about this strategy, I received an email from a subscriber, and they sent it to me. So I just went off that. What I'm claiming is that it's not my original. And you know, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I don't mind giving credit. I'm not here trying to steal. All I'm trying to do is just test these strategies and give them a fair shake and see how they pan out. You know, like I say all the time, I post the good, the bad, and the ugly. But what I am claiming is I did do quite a bit of modifications to this original to make it what I think's better. And I think so far, modification 2 has performed the best. You know, I've been back and forth with David Johnson has emailed me a ton, and we kind of refined it along with some of the others that you guys have commented on the videos to kind of fine tune it. You know, like I always say, you always want to test before you invest, and that's why what's so powerful about this channel is because we find good systems and then just refine it to make it even better. You know what I mean? So like the point I'm trying to make is it doesn't matter where or who it comes from. What matters is, does it work? Is it going to make money? You know? So with that being said, I am going to be posting it on the new software, on the new channel. I will have that new channel in the description below. Since it's kind of a hot strategy right now, I do want to just start off with that. So I'm going to be running some vigorous testing on that with the new software, because we have implemented it into the software. But yeah, like I said, guys, I'm not here to beef with no other channels. I'm not trying to claim any of these strategies are mine. I will say when they are, but most of the time they're not. And most of the time I'll give credit when credit's due. If you want it. Some people don't. They want to just send things anonymously, and that's fine too. You know, just keep in mind, this is how I see it. It's us as a community versus the thieves. Excuse me, against the casinos, right? I'm sure all of us have gotten beat up. That's why we're watching these videos. That's why we're refining it. That's why I built this channel. I'm tired of that. It's time to turn the tables on them and start taking that money back. All right. So that's why I do this. So enough of the blabber talk. Let's go ahead and jump into it. But before I get into that video, I do want to go over the survival test guidelines for anybody new to the channel. This is a test created in a longer format to weed out the good from the bad. We find the good ones, then as a community, we try to refine them to make them better if it's worth the time. So every strategy will get a fair shake at 90 spins. This equates to about an hour and a half of live play. There will not be a time limit. We're going to play out all 90 spins or until the system fails. Every system receives a grade on performance posted at the end of each video. All results, and I mean all results, are unedited. All videos are posted, the good, the bad, and yes, the ugly. So if you're new to the channel and want to join us in the quest to finding the best, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date, because it won't hurt you none, but it might help you some. So with that being said, let's jump into today's modification of the Roulette Jackpot. This is modification number 4, and it's going to have a lot of similarities, but I just feel like it's a very resilient system. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to try it with a different progression. So let's keep the unit size at $1. And let's go on these high numbers. You can play either side. I'm going to start with this, and the spin count starts. This is spin number 1. And this one is important to keep track of your session high. So we lost there, so we're simply going to go up one more unit. So it's a $2 bet. Spin 2. All right, we got another loss. That's what I like to see when we're testing it. That way, we see how resilient it is, and can it come back. You know, obviously you don't want that to happen when you're actually betting, you know, but you know, things happen. So anytime you hit in any of these first 3 bets, you simply go back to base. Okay, so those first two are going to gain 1 unit. That third bet, that's just going to recoup your previous losses. And after we pass that third level, we simply that's what triggers the progression. We'll get there, I'm sure. And if we don't, I'll go over it towards the end of the video. So we lost there, so we simply go up 1 more unit and rebet. And we got another loss with a 6 black. And so we're going to 3. And I'm going to simply stay on the high side. I know that's not ideal. I would suggest, if you're playing this personally, to maybe switch sides after so many losses, or you could go back and forth and just ride the wave of wins. So we're starting out, we only got $1 in profit right now. But these first 3 levels are really to protect your bankroll. And then once we progress and get higher in the levels, those are kind of going to be like your recoup stages of the system. All right, we lost there. We simply add a unit. And we got the hit right there. So back to base and keep it safe. This is spin number 10. $3 in profit so far. Not too much, but like I said, these first 3 levels in this progression is a key feature I added because I think it helps protect your bankroll. And I know it's not, it's not big profits, but look, guys, like you could adjust these units to whatever you're liking. You could adjust it to $5, $10 bets, whatever your bankroll allows. All right, so our session high is $5. Keep track of that. We're gonna rebet at a unit. Second level, second bet is only $2. And we got the hit right there. So we go back to base, we collect our winnings. Let's go ahead and let's take that off actually. All right, base level bet is $1. New session profit is $6. It's a loss with the 1 red. So we're going to level 2. And we got the hit right there. Back to base and keep it safe. So this is $7 is a new session profit. This is spin number 15. We got a loss right there. And this these first 3 levels, some of you may not like it because it's not making enough money quick enough. Some may love it because you're teetering back and forth without your bet amounts getting too high. So obviously, if you do not like it, you could just simply drop it. Like I say, I demonstrate these to teach and show how they work. And as a community, you could always put your feedback in so we could fine tune these to make them even better, What do we lose? So we finally lost at this level. So from here, we're going to go ahead and add the corner bets in right here. So you can see there's an overlap with that 32, 35. Those are going to be our jackpot numbers. That's what's so cool about this system is you're still getting paid on those outside, the first and the third columns. But the middle column is jackpot numbers. Okay, so we lost there. So we're simply going to add another unit on the adjacent corner. So 2 more go in and we spin. And we got another loss with a 13 black. Okay, so now the progression changes a little bit. We go ahead and do the corner bets right here. So adjacent, these are going to be the last set of corner bets we're going to add in at $1 a piece. And now what we're going to do is we're going to follow the Padavon sequence. All right, from this point would be going from 3 to 4. So we're just going to hop in at that point in the Padavon sequence. The Padavon sequence actually goes 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. But since we were already at 3, I'm just going to hop in at that point, if that makes sense. All right, spin number 20. Currently minus 11. Okay, so now we're going to repeat this bet. All these corners are simply laddering up 1 unit each. And then the 19 through 36, the next spot is going to be 5. But I'll have the sequence down below so you could follow along. All right, so we got a 25 red. And that's a $11 return. We're still minus 10. So when we win, we're just going to hold our bet here. We're not going to increase. We're not going to decrease. Just hold your bet. All right, there's a miss right there. So we're going to repeat the bet, and we're going to add those units in. Single units on the corners. And then the next level on the Padavon sequence is 7. So we're going 5 to 7. And this is just an experiment. Let's see how it pans out today. So that's a nice $43 win. I believe that put us into a new session profit of 16 bucks. So we recouped all our losses on one of those jackpot numbers. Now we could go back to base and keep it safe. And that's going to be a base unit of $1 on 19 through 36. And we got a hit right there. So we stay at base. And this is what I like to call print mode. So we're up 17 as the new session high. That's a 15 black. So we're going to repeat the bet, add a unit. And essentially, like, depending on your bankroll, right? You could play this with a low conservative approach, maybe $100, $200 bankroll. Okay, so we won there. Back to base, keep it safe. You could play it with a low, just depending on your bankroll, right? If you have a bigger bankroll, you're going to have a lot more progressions. What's so attractive about this strategy is you have so many levels. Like, you would have to get on a super nasty long losing streak. And I'm not saying that's not possible. You know, it's definitely possible. I've been playing this game for a long time, and I've seen some squirrely things. But I have noticed playing and posting so many videos using this specific simulator app, it gets a little squirrely sometimes. And what I mean, I don't know, it just feels like, you know, some of you guys mentioned it too, like it almost switches into a losing mode once your progressions get at a certain height. So I don't know if it's truly random. All right, so we're on a winning train right now. Our new session high is 21. It doesn't sound like much, but we haven't risked much either. Okay, so we lost right there. We're going to go up to the next level. $2 bet, spin 30. At 13 black keeps coming up, so we're going to level up to the third level, and that's a $3 bet on the high numbers. Keeping in mind our session high is 21. So let's so that triggers the next tier of this progression. So now we add in our corner bets, but that bet on 19 to 36, that stays the same. That won't change until we put our third set of corners in. All right. Sorry about that. Let's repeat the bet here. Add in those corners. All right. 4 came up. That's another miss. So a lot of low numbers coming out. So once we put in our last, this is going to be our last overlapping corners. From here, now the progression goes up to 4 on 19 through 36. All right, there's another losing number. So we simply ladder up the corner bets, 1 unit each. And from 4, we go to 5. Next level in the sequence. All right, lost that one. So again, 1 on the corners, and this one goes 5 to 7. I believe there's 15. Let me see. Yeah, there's 15 levels. There's more levels to the Padavon sequence, but so we're not in session profit yet. So we're going to hold our bet here. Simply rebet and spin. There's more levels to Padavon, but I just kept that, 15 levels. I think it should hit fairly good. So we'll see. That's why we test. We always test before we invest. So we got a full loss there. So we must level up on all these bets here. And then from 7, we are going to 9. This is the highest we've been in the sequence so far. And we're currently minus 33. and that is a 34 red. That's a $21 return, so we're at minus 12. So we're gonna hold our bet here and spin. Keeping in mind our high was 21. There is another loss, so repeat, level up. So we're gonna add a unit each. Now we're going 9 to 12 right here. And we got a 29 black. That's a jackpot number. That's a $72 return. We are in a new session profit of $27. So we're going to go ahead and reset, go back to base, and keep it safe. And like I said, you might have a higher risk tolerance. So if that's the case, you don't have to play those first 3 levels. You could just jump right into this. I specifically chose Padavon because it is very similar to Fibonacci, except for the Fibonacci. And you guys know I like Fibonacci, but Fibonacci can get out of hand pretty quick too once you hit like that 5th, 6th level. So this is similar in the sense that it does increase, but it doesn't increase as fast as traditional Fibonacci. So we won right there. So we go back to base. New session profits at $32. And we got a miss on 12 red. I'm gonna go to level 2 and spin. All right, there's another win. We just go ahead and collect and rebet. Actually, let's go back to base. This is spin number 40. We're halfway there. New session profits at 33. And there's another win. We are printing money right now. And depending on your unit size, like I was thinking about even building a system off those first 3 levels, you know, because if you think about it, if you have like 50 bucks as a unit size, if you hit, you know, within those first 2 levels, that's an instant 50 bucks. You could leave the casino. And I think what gets most people in trouble too is they don't want to just win 50 bucks. And I understand, because sometimes some of you guys don't have the luxury of driving or playing online, so you have to drive to the casino. So you do want to make it worth it and not just basically just get gas money back. I understand that too. All right, so session high was at 36. We're keeping track of that. There is another loss, so we're going level 3. And another loss. All right, so this is going to trigger the next tier in the progression. So we're simply adding the first 2 overlapping corners in. We're at the halfway point. We're at spin 45. Okay, that's not a huge win, but that is a $1 win. So we're going to hold our bet here. We're only increasing on losses. That's the trigger. Any wins, we stay. And look at that. Finally, we got a good hit, an early hit on those corners. That's a $10 return. We're in a new session profit of $41. I'm going to go ahead and keep track of that. We're going back to base and keep it safe. That's how I prefer to play. I know many of you guys do. But like I said, you could always just jump into that second tier of the progression immediately if you think, and it might be good enough that way too. That might be a good test to run too. Because as you gain, as the progression gets higher, the payouts get a lot better too, and those profits hit big. So we won there, so we stay at base. 42 is the new session high, and we're going to level 2. And you can see we haven't stressed the bankroll. We haven't stressed the progressions. The highest we went was, let's see, 5 levels on the Padavon so far. And that was after a long losing streak. So resiliency, I don't think it's going to fail the test, even with this adjustment. So I think for resiliency, it's pretty solid. It's hard. Like I said, depending on your bankroll, this could be a super long progression. This was spin 51. Another early hit. We'll take it. That's a new session profit. 46 bucks. I know it doesn't seem like much, but look at, man, we're rolling. We are rolling, and we haven't stressed that bankroll. The lowest we've been is 45. All right, we got another loss right there. So we simply rebet, add a unit, and spin. All right, we'll go to $3 on the high bets. And we got it. So we go back to base. That's basically a push at level 3, but that was implemented as a safety feature. All right, we got another win. We will collect and rebet. New session profit is at 47. Yeah, I'm super excited for the new software coming out. Like, really excited, because like what I'm doing with this channel is making longer format videos just to really give these tests a run through the gauntlet, so to speak. And now be able to do it a lot quicker over multiple sessions, and I have so many other testing options that we could do on that channel. And on top of it, it's against real live data from the casinos. It's not simulated. It's not AI generated numbers. These are actual spins that came from actual real casinos. That's what's so intriguing about it. So we are in a new session profit at $49. We will keep track of that. And let's go and hold our bet at base level. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not 49. New session high is 50. All right, there's a 27 red. There's another win. We are in print mode. This is where I like to be. No stress bet. That's what I like. No stress bet. 51 is the session high. We're going to keep track of that. All right. Sorry about that. Didn't have the alarms turned off. Okay, we go into level 3. And like I said, it's going on another long streak of losses. Not saying that doesn't happen, but the frequency of it happening on this app versus real, and I play almost every night. If I can't play every night, it's gonna be like at least 4 or 5 times a week. So we won right there. So base level bet, I think I just lost track of the sequence. I think we're at 3. I think I screwed that up. Oh, sorry guys. I think I was at 3. Let's just go ahead and add in the corners. I think I already had them added in, so let's just pick it up from this point. That was my bad. I'm trying to multitask over here and I lost track. There's a 29 black. That's a $1 hit. Let's keep our bet here. This is spin number 60. That might have dipped a little bit into our profits, but let's see what happens here. We got a 28. Okay, that's another $1 hit, so we're going to hold our bet. Remember, we only increase on losses. And there's a full loss, so we're going to go ahead and add in those other corners. And spin. All right, lost that one. We're going to add in the final corners, and that triggers the Padavon sequence on the high numbers. So that increases to 4. Let's see what we get here. And of course, another low number came in, because I'm sure this app switched to losing mode. All right, add a unit each. And then 4 goes to 5. And we got a 32 red. That's a jackpot number that gave us $29. We're in a new session profit of 56 bucks. So we go back to base and keep it safe. No stress bets. And that was a good move. Got another low number, so we're going to rebet. We're going to add a unit. $00 is a loss. And the $00 or the 0, I just see those as another number that's not uncovered. I think they just paint them green just to piss us off when they come in. All right, so we got a hit right there, back to base. We just recouped our losses. So we're back to session high at 56. And 23 red comes out. That's $1 win. We're going to collect and rebet. Close that out. New sessions at 57. There's another hit. Okay, so we are going to go boom. You know, I'm thinking about it now. Maybe since once we get to $3 on the 19 to 36, I'm thinking now, just off the top of my head, maybe start with that unit size at 3. Because you could see like these first 3 levels, we do win quite a bit. So we lost that one. We're going to add corner bets at $1 a piece. That $3 bet stays there. But do you see what I'm saying? So like it would go 3, then it would go, instead of 1, 2, 3, it would go 3, 6, 9. And maybe get some earlier, better payouts. That might be a nice little adjustment or tweak. So we won there. We're going to hold our bets here. But like always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I know you guys always give good feedbacks. A lot of you guys been emailing me with some cool strategies that I'm definitely going to play out. So I am stacked, and I'm sorry if I haven't got to yours yet. I have a backlog of videos to do. It's really just trying to find the time to make these videos, because as you see, like, it does take quite a bit of time to make these videos. So okay, so we're in our third set. So from here we go 3 to 4. So this is spin number 70. We're almost done with the video. That's a 24 black. I believe that's a, nope, that's not a jackpot number, but that's a $7 return. We're not in session profit, so we're going to go ahead and rebet and spin. Holding the bets on wins, increasing on losses. And there's a loss right there, so we're going to increase the bet. And then we go to $5 right there. There's another loss. So we're going to simply rebet, ladder up on the corners. And 5 now goes to $7. $25 total bet. All right, that's a $16 return. We're not in session profit, so we're going to rebet and hold it here. So you can see we'll need, you know, 2 or 3 partial wins, or a jackpot number would do the trick too. All right, so that put us at 54. We're not quite in session profit. Session profit's at 57, so we're going to hold the bet here and try to get one more. And if we get one more, that'll shoot us up pretty big in profit. So let's see what we get. And we got a 23 red. Nice, another jackpot number, dude. Look at that, $43 return on a $25 bet. Not only did we recoup our losses, it jumped us up so high. That's why I mentioned earlier in the video, maybe it's better to start at 3 and then go 6, 9, or maybe just jump straight into the progression. You know, because so far you've seen the bad string of numbers, and it's withstanding that. It's pretty resilient in those first 3 levels. I think the highest we've gone in the Padawan sequence was 4 or 5. All right, we won there. Stay at base and keep it safe. New session profits at 98 bucks. And there's another win right there. We'll take it. Back to print mode. That's what I like. No stress bets. So we are near 80. And I think that's a win, and that's a $1 win. We are right at a smooth $100 in profit. This is a beautiful time to check out. And we keep winning. Keep the bet there. Looked like it tweaked out on us a little bit. That app does that sometimes. All right. Lost that one. Rebet out of unit. This is spin 80. We have 10 more spins to go, and we'll wrap up this video. So for sure, we're going to definitely survive the test. There ain't no doubt about it. And the key to that is because that progression is so freaking long. And it might be painfully long for some of you guys that are more aggressive in your play, but for me, I got patience. And I didn't always have patience. Let me tell you, I used to be very impatient until the casino started taking from me, and yeah, changed my tune fairly quick. Let's just put it that way. I don't like donating money anymore, so that's why we do this. All right, so we're going to level 3. And 00 comes up. Now we're gonna add in these corner bets. Let's see if we could hit one of those. That'd be nice. This is spin 85, and we got 5 more to go, and we got a 29 black. Is that one? Just missed it. It's okay, we'll take that $1. We're gonna hold our bet here, re-bet and spin. And 28 black, there's another win. We'll take it. Hold the bet here. $27 red. It's dancing around those numbers, but not hitting that. All right, back up to $100 even. I believe our high was 102. That is a 17 black. That is a miss. So we're going to simply rebet, add in these next corners. And another miss. So last set of corners go in. This one goes to 4. All right, this is the last spin. Let's see if we end on a win. And we did. We got a 19 red. Let's see what that put us. Didn't get it all back. We got $95, so we ended exactly at $95 on 90 spins. We did peak out a little over $100, so I mean that's a win. You know, that's the, I'm happy with the $100. I would have probably left at like $50 to be quite honest with you. I've been just trying to work on my money management, my bankroll. I think that's very important. I don't want to chase losses anymore. And actually, a lot of these systems, like this one I have for $500 as a bankroll, but you can see the lowest we went was minus 45. We didn't stress that bankroll. And the highest we went in the Padavon was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we got up to a $12 bet on the high numbers, but we still had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We still had 10 more levels of progression. Right? So like you could see how resilient this is. And also I played it very stringent where I just stayed on one side of the board, you know? So to avoid those long streaks, you know, maybe, you know, go jump on the winning side, you know, after maybe change it after like 2 consecutive losses or 3 consecutive losses. And that's another thing. Like when I say that, in the software we have stop losses, we have hedge bets. There's so many configurations we could do with this one system. And not only that, not spend an entire half an hour just running the system against a simulator that we know gets squirrely and quirky sometimes. And instead actually run it against some real casino data. That's why I'm so excited about that video. And like I said, I don't know if I brought it up earlier, but that will be posted this Wednesday. And the first one, I do really want to show you, of course, the software and the layout and the back testing feature, but I do want to run this one. This one's been very hot, and I've personally used it to win some money too, so I like it. It's in my favorite group, right? I have about, well, I got a lot, you know, but right now I like to keep it between like 3 and 5 strategies. So if one's not working that night, I'll try another one. And if that second one's not working, dude, it may just be time to punch out. Sometimes it's not going to be your night. So leave instead of fighting it. You know, it's like swimming upriver, dude, you know, so keep that in mind as, you know, a little pro tip. I'm not saying I'm a pro, but I'm just saying that's helped me recently. That's what this channel is about, just helping you guys out, helping each other as a community. But yeah, long-winded, stats are down below, and let me know what you guys think about this, and if you guys have any modifications. I will also have the down in the description the link to the new channel. There is not any current videos on there. The first video will be coming out in a couple days, okay? So go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss that video, and like always, guys, till next time, be cool, stay cool, peace.